Hello, everyone, and good morning. My name is Profit Giver. It is currently 11 a.m. here, Sunday, June 22nd, and I am here with another video for you guys on 5 of my most bullish stocks for the next 6 to 8 months. But before we get into that, little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. All of these are opinions that are completely expressed on my own, and none of this should be taken seriously, and you should still conduct your own investment research before making your own investment decisions. So, getting right into that, I will lead off with my only bearish stock first, and that's NVIDIA. So, NVIDIA right now, it is currently near all-time highs, but it is forming this nice little head and shoulders pattern. It came up, form the left shoulder, back up, double top here in the head, back down, and then back up here is currently where we sit here at that right shoulder. I just think that it's not going to break through and go past all-time highs and continue to run. I think we're seeing a little bit of bearish sentiment in the market overall right now, and I think the market as a whole is going to work its way down, kind of. So that would send this down right along that right shoulder formation with it. You can see here, ever since 2023, really, the volume hit a peak, and since then it's just been kind of deteriorating and slowly working down, less and less volume. And I think, once we see a little bit of selling here, that's when people are really going to start selling and get out of their positions immediately, and that's what's ultimately going to send it straight down. I think we're going to see it retest 110s level, maybe even lower hundreds, like 104. So that's kind of my thoughts on NVIDIA for the next upcoming month or so. Now getting into the bullish side, we've got Apple here is my first one. Apple's been in the same long-term channel that's been trending upwards for the past 6 years, ever since 2019. It's just formed higher highs and higher lows, and it's just progressively gotten higher in price. You can see here just kind of bouncing off that support line, working higher, coming back down, not quite as low, but bouncing off that support line, working back higher, and coming down, bouncing off it again, not quite as low. So it's got tremendous strength here, especially at 170s level, but I think short term, I think it'll touch this trend line one more time. I think it's going to slowly work its way down to about 185 roughly, and then from there, in about a month or so, it's going to bounce off that pretty aggressively and work its way back to mid 200s level. So short term, I see this coming down and retesting and bouncing off this trend line, but from there, I think it's going to use it as significant support and just kind of go straight up and test mid 200s level. So that is where I'm at with Apple. Let's get into another bullish one, Clearfield. This one has been in a downtrend since 2023, really, for the past couple of years, and it's used this downward slope as a resistance. As you can see here, it's gotten rejected there numerous times, shot up, rejected, back down, shot up, touched it again, rejected, back up, rejected, down, back up, and here's kind of where we currently sit. Now, it also has used this line as a pretty strong support over the past 2 years as well. As it bounced nicely off there, progressively worked up, but then bounced off there and came down pretty aggressively, also there, and it came down. Now, it bounced off of this here very recently, rapidly, and it's got great momentum and power since then with increasing volume, and it's also formed this bull flag coming up and then stagnant, kind of consolidating, working sideways, but also progressing upwards. So I think this is the time where it finally breaks that resistance line. Fourth time's the charm. So I think it's going to come through here, and I think once it gets through, it's not going to just immediately go up right away. It's going to, like it is here, it's going to consolidate a little bit, but slowly and surely it's going to work its way through that line and finally have some momentum, and then it's going to work up and up and up and up. It's going to retest 50s level first, as that's also kind of a little bit of a resistance level. It got the old highs here and kind of fell down here a couple times, so I think it'll use 50s as a resistance as well. But I think if it gets through 50s, it'll go much higher than that. We'll see it touch 75 or even 80. So that's kind of where I'm at with Clearfield. I think we're going to see it burst through, and then once it takes some time to settle after that, it's going to pop and it'll work its way up. So I got $60 calls for June of 2026. Lastly, we also have DraftKings. Now this one is a stock I've closely been watching for the past 4 years really. I traded it here when it formed this head and shoulders that we're currently seeing on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is right here currently at that right shoulder and then waiting for that fall. I don't think NVIDIA is going to fall quite like that, but from kind of September, late August, beginning of September to March, over the past couple of years, I've seen DraftKings act the same way and do the same thing where it kind of works its way higher and then comes back down and then pushes even higher and then hits a peak, and then the rest of the year, kind of late March, April to October again, it kind of just trades choppy downwards and slowly consolidates downward. You see here, October, kind of beginning of that NFL, NHL, NBA season where all three are in full swing. It goes up and then back down, not as low, up higher, hits the peak, and then, like I said, rest of the year trades pretty choppy. Then we get to August again, it goes up, down, up higher, up even higher, hits a peak, and then you see trading choppy downward. So I think that's exactly what we're going to see again this year. I think, it's end of June, so we're going to see it kind of trade sideways a little bit, but I think it'll work its way down to lower 30s again, and then from there, kind of mid-August, late August is when I'm going to get in again. I'm going to buy $50 calls that expire at the end of March in 2026, because over the past couple of years, it's just progressively worked higher and just only gone up. So I think this year it's going to follow the same kind of pattern that it has, and this time touch an even higher price. You see, last 2 years ago it almost touched 50. It was just short of 50, and it was just short of 55. This year I think we're going to see 57, 58, maybe even $60. So that's kind of where I'm at with DraftKings, except I think it's going to trade sideways for a little bit longer, and then we'll see that kind of movement upwards coming up this August. Now, lastly, we have LMT. Now, if you've been watching or reading the news lately, or just kind of stayed, afloat as to what's happening there, you'd know there's lots of tensions rising over in the Middle East with Israel and Iran, and lots of war talk and speculation, and kind of just speculation towards how the U.S. would get involved in their role. So anytime we see that happen, we see Lockheed react pretty well and shooting up in price. As you see here, back in 2022, this is all when the Russia-Ukraine happened. That's where I kind of bought in, was about right here. And, we saw a significant price moving upwards. So I think we could see something similar to that. Now, I don't think we're going to see, one giant spike just straight up to, 700 or whatever, but I do think that we're going to see it kind of slowly and progressively work its way up near all-time highs, as it's bounced off this line and used it as support over the last couple of years, and it's been continuing to trend upwards. And I think that this year, it's had, or the past 2 years, it's really had most of its volume, more so than it's had in any 2-year time frame. And I just think right here, right now, it's due, coming out of this downtrend and showing some nice resilience and strength. I think we're going to see an upwards push here, and and retest all-time highs by 2026 summer. So bullish on Lockheed as well, especially with what's going on right now across the world. Finally, we have ZBCN. Now, this and really all crypto has taken a pretty massive hit in the past week or so. Monday, it kind of had a great day, it looked like, where it was taken off. It was up 25% and then instantly came down. And it's just kind of been dripping down ever since. But I think, we could maybe see it touch this this line over here. I'll extend it. I think we could maybe see it bounce off that as it would use this old resistance line as a new support and bounce off that. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think right now and within the next month and a half is really, there's not a bad time to get in. We're in for 32 hundredths of a cent, and I think that's a tremendous price to get in at, and the profits are going to be insane from here on out. So get in and buy ZBCN if you haven't, and yeah, that's really all I got. Those are my stocks for the week, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday and happy trading. We'll see you later next week.